So today we are waiting for our for the ambulance to pick us up because today is the day that we will have our PCR test again by the LGUs. So hopefully after this we can go out. The nurse just called us earlier that they are on their way now to pick us up and have our test. So we are ready. How about our face shields and face masks? So we are waiting for the ambulance to pick us up for the PCR test. They said it is free. It is shouldered by the LGU. So I hope it will go smoothly and we can go out now. Our quarantine will be over, hopefully. Both of us are ready and we're just waiting for them to pick us up. So we are picked up by our ambulance to quarantine swab test facility. So honey, what can you see about today's swab test?
Well, I could say a couple things. First, it was nice that they came and picked us up.
With their ambulance,
Ambulance.
air-conditioned ambulance
And they drove us straight there and straight back.
to the quarantine facility swab testing.
So the process to get swab test was easy. It wasn't difficult. We were only there maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we were back on the road coming back home. They didn't ask for any money. So that's all good.
Yeah.
The other problem is they didn't ask if we've been sick, didn't ask if we had any symptoms. They did not take our temperature. So to me,
We're
It's
more
not-
vulnerable.
this is not about being sick. This is not about COVID. This is about having to document travelers or exposures so they get funding. They get funding for the more people they test. They get funded for the more
People.
quarantine. But even here, being quarantined, same in Manila.
Nobody comes.
No one come and checked on us.
For-
No one called and
Well,
checked
for
on us.
us, we are home quarantining. We are not in a BAU or any facilities, and nobody checked on us. Even our temperature, they never asked us if we're sick, if we have symptoms.
But it's the same. It's the same way in Manila. So it's countrywide. They're not looking to see if you're sick. They are just looking to test you.
Yeah.
And evidently that has to be tied to funding. Because if they genuinely cared about their citizens, if they were sick, they would at least ask.
Right.
Not once.
Even the people that pick us up, from the ambulance driver and the nurse, whoever his companion is, never asked us how are we doing, are we sick, do we have fever, or never took our temperature.
But
They
on the
just-
other side of it, us coming from the States, no one ever asked us if we were sick, except when we went in and out of the VA. They asked specifically each symptom,
Yeah.
if we had it. Those are the people that's ever asked us anything.
VA Tennessee,
Yeah.
Johnson City. That's the only facility that asks us if we have colds or diarrhea, if we have fever or any symptoms of COVID-19.
And if we had been exposed that we knew of to anybody.
Yeah.
See, nowhere else, either the States or the Philippines, has ever asked that.
Yeah.
that.
Even the airports in Dallas, Virginia,
They
they
never
never
ask.
ask. They never ask.
Never
in
check their
Qatar, no. But they have
But
this.
now, at the hotel, they did check
Yeah.
our temperature when we went into the hotel.
Yeah.
They also checked our temperature when we went.
In the airport,
In the
when we
airport.
arrived
Yeah.
from the airplane, we
Yeah.
went to this
When we went through the in processing, when we got off the plane,
yeah,
they did check
where
us.
the Bureau of Tourism, the what's Padlab, they check our temperature there.
Yeah.
But here in and then here in Jensan, they check our temperature too
At the airport.
at
yeah.
the airport. But after
then when we
that,
started processing in, they never asked us if we'd been sick or
No.
felt like we were exposed. And I have to note the one guy at the airport that was wearing an auto painter's mask, an automotive painter's mask.
only
I-
one, I
Yeah.
only saw one person wearing that kind of mask, and there were like 5 people in the airport that are checking on us, different from the other regions or
Yeah.
other places or
They
provinces.
check you in by region.
Yeah, and
And the guy that was over checking another group in, he was wearing an automotive painter's
he's
mask.
the only one using
Now
that.
that is only used for painting vehicles. You don't use that for anything else. It's not rated for virus. It's rated for paint.
For smell, maybe.
No, it's not for smell. You can still smell.
Oh.
I wore one every day for 5 years.
But today's appointment, it was smooth. There were like
Yeah.
10 people in, I think it's SPED school here in Jensan.
But they
Yeah.
converted into a testing
Yeah,
site.
testing side. The gymnasium, they converted it to a testing site.
So
It was smooth.
That was fine.
Yeah.
And,
After they test us, we went back to the ambulance, and the ambulance bring us back
bring us
here.
straight back.
Mm-hmm.
So then we were told that it looks like we may not have to quarantine, but a total of 14 days instead
Well,
of 21
that's
days.
what my speculation. They never tell us. They said the driver said because I asked what will happen or what are we gonna do next since we have the test already. They said just wait for their text tomorrow and we'll see what will happen.
Ah,
Yeah, that's all they said after the
that's how we
bring
get
us back.
misinformation.
Yeah. I was just the one who speculate that maybe since we are done with the PCR test, because what's the use? I mean, why would they take us our PCR test if, it's not the last day of quarantine? Or I think PCR test is the last step of quarantining. So, but tomorrow, they will text us, inform us what will happen, or if we are allowed to go out or still quarantine.